Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to Hampshire Field. A little late here, as YouTube was having some issues with their server. It is finally good. We are finally good. And we finally have football on our hands as the Blair Academy Buccaneers start their season. They're hosting the Haverford School Fords. Simon Rose here with you. The score right now is Blair Academy 6, Haverford nothing. An early turnover forced by Blair Academy on defense led to a Willie Kaiser touchdown. And it is Haverford with the ball. Already played 2 games this year, have the Haverford Fords. And since we came on late, we will make sure we look at the starting lineups and our other pregame elements as we have time to do so as the broadcast moves on. But here is the Haverford School moving right to left. And a pass to the far side is broken up by Cody Romano, the new cornerback for this Blair Academy squad. It was intended for Bryce Brodus. Quarterback for Haverford is Ben Gerber. Third down and long. Also have a little bit of issue with our scoreboard as well, so you'll have to listen to me for the downs, and Gerber gets rid of it, but it's incomplete. A flag does come in at the end, and although the Blair Academy, it was Jason Owe who was all the way in there on Gerber, but it looks like he took him down with a face back. Jason Owe, by the way, he's our Strive Spotlight player, and our play-by-player to watch, as Jason Owe is quite possibly going to be playing for a premier program next year, one of the top recruits at the defensive end position. Amazing the accomplishments that Mr. Owe has accumulated in just a couple of years of playing organized football, and he has just become a monster on the defensive end for this Blair Academy team. And it is a face mask, I believe, of the 5-yard variety, and they'll replay the down. So it isn't a automatic first down, as you would see a face mask be maybe in the NFL, but it just gives Haverford another chance as Gerber sets up the screen, and the ball is loose. Blair thinks they have it, and they do. Yet another turnover on the Haverford School, and a good start for Blair Academy here at home. I know we were going to mention that Haverford has played 2 games already. Lost to Woodson out of D.C. 43-12, but last week beat West Catholic. So you would expect this Haverford team to be in midseason form compared to that of Blair Academy. And so far, Blair has come out with some good energy on their home field. Try to hand it off. And as Thomas Jenkins, he cannot get it away to Tashawn Brinson. Take a look at the Blair offense real quick. Abajo, Trepan, Correll, 6, and Anthony across the line. The fullback is Willie Kaiser, only 155 pounds, but he is a bull. Tashawn Brinson, Taheem Crocker among the running backs we will see. Cody Romano and DJ Pearson, newcomers into this Blair lineup. And the quarterback is the captain, Thomas Jenkins, 3rd year as the starter for this Buccaneers team. Fakes the handoff, goes deep, lofts it up in the air, and it's incomplete. Softly played into double coverage. He was looking for DJ Pearson. Got nothing doing. And we will have 3rd and long for Blair. They are spotted at the Haverford 32-yard line. So big third down upcoming with Thomas Jenkins. Awaiting the snap behind center. One running back behind him, it's Willie Kaiser. Two receivers to the far side in motion, Taheem Crocker, who takes the pitch, hits the hole on the left side, and he is met behind the line of scrimmage. Nice play by Haverford's Graham Habestad. So that'll be a fourth down, and in enemy territory, we'll see what Coach Saylor wants to do. Likely punts, pin Haverford back. Blair's defense has played quite well thus far, and Coach Saylor certainly in the first quarter will have the confidence in his squad. We're just about halfway done this first quarter. Missed the first couple minutes of action, including the Blair touchdown. Willie Kaiser got into the end zone. As the Buccaneers will punt away. And the boot drops at the 5. Will roll down to the 1. Beautifully done. DJ Pearson downs it at the 1. And gorgeous punt there by Blair Academy. And Haverford School has 99 yards to go till pay dirt. And we get a look at Jim Saylor on the sideline. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Haverford School. Kyle Hurlbrink, Michael Barr, Christian Arakilian, Frank Zepka, and Michael Leone across the offensive line as the teams take timeouts. Head coach is Michael Murphy over there on the sideline. Asim Richards is a tight end. He is getting looks from D1 schools. Big body, 6'5", 265. Dan Whaley and Nate Whitaker, two of the receivers. Jordan Berry, a running back. Ed King, big fullback. And, of course, Ben Gerber under head coach Michael Murphy. On the other side, you look at those Blair Academy Buccaneers. We'll look at their defense here. Of course, we've got Jason Owe, but how about David Obajo, originally from Nigeria, a friend of Jason Owe, and came to Nigeria via England, and he hasn't played very much organized football, but he saw what his friend Jason did here at Blair Academy, getting national recognition from colleges across the country, and now he's on the line playing next to his friend. Craig Carell and Owen Trefan, Sharp and Six in the middle, Brinson and Crocker on the outside, Kaiser, Romano, and Pearson are the defensive backs under head coach Jim Saylor. 6-0 here. Blair Academy leads, 5:46 to go in the first. Deep in their own territory are the Haverford Fords. Gerber steps up, fires deep, and having to contort his body the wrong way, Daniel Whaley, that's who the receiver, or that's who the ball was intended for. And we will have 2nd down and 10. Beautiful day for football here from Blair. Last couple of days we've seen a bit of a heat wave strike up here in northern Jersey. A handoff on 2nd down. And not much. As the tackle is made by number 71, Trip Murphy. Murphy takes the player down to the ground, and now he's coming off the sideline. Gets a high five from his coaching staff. Limping a little bit here on the near side. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 8. Still deep in their own territory. Gerber fakes the handoff, and he's wrapped up right at the goal line. Is he in for a safety? That's the question. No. It's going to be 4th down at about the half-yard line. So a great defensive stand by Blair. You've got no choice but to punt the ball if you're Haverford. And now excellent field position should be expected for the Buccaneers, with Cody Romano, the elusive wide receiver, standing at the Haverford 40, waiting to return the kick. There he is. Standing at the back of the end zone. The punt is away, and it is a good one. Taking Romano all the way back past midfield. Now Romano weaving towards the middle, looking for room, turning on the Jets. Juke move, spins, and he's inside the 30. A 25-yard return as Cody Romano sets the Buccaneers up with 1st and 10. Get one more look here on the replay. Really good boot there, and Romano showing good field vision and nearly breaking that last tackle. But Blair feeling pretty good, up 6-0, and yet again they have good field position. Already the third possession for the Buccaneers. One resulted in a touchdown, one resulted in a punt. They have won the field position battle so far and are winning on the scoreboard. Jenkins behind center. He's got one receiver all the way on the far side. In motion, one of his running backs in Brinson. Tashawn Brinson going off tackle and falls forward to the 25-yard line. It's Graham Habestad who makes the tackle yet again. 6 foot, 188-pound senior for the Haverford Fords. Second and 8. Other man in motion. Jenkins faking the pitch, and we've got a flag. And it's going to be a penalty against Blair Academy. Blair Academy, if you've watched their football over the last couple decades, really, as Jim Stone was the coach for so long, they ran the wishbone. And now they're running an offense similar to that of Navy. We had a chance to sit down and interview Coach Jim Saylor, the head coach of Blair Academy, as well as the captains for this Blair Bucks squad, and we will play that interview at halftime. We'll also meet up with the coaches for a live interview on the field to get their thoughts. Jenkins nearly slipped. Option read, keeps it himself, lost the football. Ball is loose on the ground. Blair looks like they recovered. It would be a bullet dodge for Tom Jenkins, who made a nice play, but he has new life as his Buccaneers are able to pick the ball back up after he coughed it up. Jim Saylor in his second season, also coaches track and field here at Blair Academy. He was the offensive and defensive line coach under Jim Stone. As a run will go up the middle, easy enough for a first down. It's Tom Jenkins, a phenomenal athlete, number 5, the quarterback. Jenkins one of the captains on the team, and now we have a timeout on the field. So 6-0, timeout called by Blair Academy. One of the cooler storylines, in my opinion, of this game is the fact that 2 legends went to each of these schools, a dad and a son. Ed Sable, the founder of NFL Films, graduated from Blair Academy in 1936. His son, Steve Sable, who was the president of NFL Films for decades and decades, went to the Haverford School, and the starting of NFL Films happened at the Haverford School when Ed, the Blair alum, was filming his son Steve at Haverford. 4 years later, Steve went on to join his father Ed at NFL Films. 35 Emmys later, he is a legend and a revolutionary presence in sports media. One of the first to put microphones where microphones hadn't been before, giving viewers an inside look and revolutionizing the way that we cover football. So it's an honor to cover these 2 schools and knowing the legacy that those 2 alumni have. Hand up the middle, and Willie Kaiser goes for a gain of just about 1. In fact, Ed Sable, not only was he a graduate of Blair in Ladies and
gentlemen, there is a Kia with Texas license plates in the parking lot that is currently blocking the cross-country course. If that is your vehicle, please move it at your soonest opportunity. Thank you.
Second down and 8. Here's a pitch to the left side. And a touchdown for Blair Academy. Nolan Hogue, the junior running back, takes the pitch for the second touchdown of the game for Blair. What a start for the Bucks. 12 to nothing. And the line up for the extra point. Scrappy, hard-nosed, technically sound Blair Academy team. They know how to block well. You know, their coach has taught them well in that regard, being the offensive and defensive line coach here at Blair before his head coaching role. And now Blair goes for two. Jenkins looking right, going up the middle, and he is taken down before the goal line by number 35 in Sean Clark. So, 12 to nothing Blair. They put up 2 touchdowns here in the first quarter of play. Impressive stuff so far for the Buccaneers. Anyway, just want to finish the point on Ed Sable and Steve Sable, who have both tragically passed away in the last 5 years or so. Ed at the age of 98. Steve, he passed away from brain cancer at the age of 69. But Ed, he was a athlete here at Blair Academy. Not only did he graduate in 1936, but he also had the opportunity to play in the 1936 Olympics in Germany, but he declined, obviously, because, well, we all know what was going on in the world at that time. A guy named Adolf Hitler was in power, and Steve Sable said, no, I'm not going to Germany. So, though he had a chance to play in the Olympics, he did not. He is now, of course, in the Blair Academy Athletic Hall of Fame, and, again, one of the greats here from Blair Academy. One of the many greats. These two schools have had such great alumni, and you've got two of the premier conferences doing battle here. Blair Academy, of course, in the Maple League, where Play-by-Play Productions does much of its broadcasting work. And, of course, in the Haverford area, the Philadelphia area, hotbed of prep and private schools. The Interact League, one of the premier leagues in that area, playing the likes of Germantown Academy, Penn Charter, Episcopal Academy. Some great rivalries in the Interact. And we've covered big rivalry games in both conferences. Remember, we've covered Petty Blair every year for the last 3 years, and we'll do so again this season. And last year we had the privilege of covering Germantown Academy against Penn Charter in football. Football traditions from the respective conferences, very good. Haverford down 12 to nothing. I don't think they expected this, and a short pooch kick will give the Fords decent field position across the 50. Haverford 1-1, averaging 16.5 points per game. And it's 1st and 10 for Haverford at midfield. Running at about a 2-to-1 clip as opposed to passing. 223 yards on the ground this year, 3 yards per carry as a team. And on 1st and 10, Gerber will hand it off out of the shotgun. And it's Jordan Berry with a nice gain on 1st down, and he'll move the chains across the 40, run down by number 56 and Jack 6. Jack 6, Sid Sharp, the two middle linebackers. I challenge you to find me a better name duo for middle linebackers than 6 and Sharp. It will move the chains. No, there was a flag, I suppose, as they're heading back to midfield and they're marking it off. So a flag was thrown against Haverford, and we'll do it again. Wipe away the run by Jordan King. It'll be 1st and 19. Gerber fires to the near side, caught by Brodus. Short gain, that'll wipe away 7 yards of the penalty. And a second down coming up. Brodus, 4 catches for 45 yards last week against West Catholic. He's listed as the X receiver in the offense for Haverford, meaning he'll be lined up on the weak side most of the time. Gerber hands off again. Berry weaves his way up the middle across the 50 to the 46. And it'll bring up yet another third down, and down by 12 points as we tick away towards the end of the first quarter. It might be 4-down territory for this Haverford school. You might have the mindset of 6 yards to go. You've got 2 plays to pick up that first down, but we'll see if they do get a play off. As there's 5 seconds to go here in the quarter. Gerber does snap it, fakes the handoff, throws up the middle, and it's incomplete as the buzzer sounds. And we will have 4th and 6 to start the second quarter. After 1, it's Blair Academy 12, Haverford School 0. You're watching live high school football on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Fourth down to start, and it is a punt away by Haverford that will bounce at the 5, roll into the end zone, and Blair Academy will start from the 20-yard line. We saw all of the starting lineups, I think, with the exception of one, so we'll look at Haverford's defense. See what Blair has gone up against so far. Already 12 points on the board against this Haverford defense. Holbrink, Reginelli, Richards, and Fordham. Actually, 3 men up front. 3-4. As Fordham, Clark, Gibson, and Hapstad are the linebackers. Hawkins, Gardber, Brodus, and Whitaker in the secondary for the Haverford Fords. On first down, Blair runs, and they've got a solid gain on first down. As they work the right side of the field to Sean Brinson.
That's Tayshawn Brinson taking the toss to the right for a nice gain and a Blair first down.
Brinson, 5'10", 193 pounds. He's from the Bronx. Went to Cardinal Hayes High School last year. Excited to be a part of the Blair Academy program. Blair will rotate 4 running backs throughout this game. Number of guys that can carry the ball effectively. They hand it off right side this time.
That's Brinson again.
And it's 2nd and 7. Again, it was Brinson.
Second down.
Here's second down. Man in motion, Jenkins looking deep, firing near side of the field. He has got his man! And Cody Romano will take it for 6. Jenkins drops it into the basket, and how about the Blair Academy Buccaneers coming out here in 2017, an 18-0 lead over a tough Haverford Ford squad. And we get one more look. One-on-one coverage between Romano and Diane Hawkins, sophomore cornerback, and it was Romano who had his way. Extra point is blocked. So 3 unsuccessful points after touchdowns for Blair Academy, but 3 6-pointers. 3 touchdowns for the Buccaneers. 1 from Cody Romano, 1 from Nolan Hogue, 1 from Willie Kaiser. And Blair has come out firing here in 2017. Good time to introduce the head coach of this Blair Academy squad, and it's Jim Saylor. As we go into the coach's corner, he's in his 2nd season. Brings such a great energy to this Blair Academy program. He learned from the best, coaching under Jim Stone for a long time. He's got great family ties here at Blair Academy. Both his grandfather and grand-uncle were here at Blair. Both of his sons went here to Blair. And his most recent, or his youngest son, just graduated from Blair Academy. He was talking to Jim yesterday. He was talking to him. He's down at Tulane. Said he wishes, based on talking to his son, he could be 18 again. Coach Saylor now a lone wolf here in Blair Academy with just his wife and his dog and his family, which is his Blair Academy Buccaneers. It's a emphasis that he has made here at Blair since day one. Is everybody says the term ohana. Ohana means family in Hawaiian. Coach Saylor from Hawaii, or at least his family. He grew up in Hawaii, as he's from a military family, and one of the terms that he was able to bring back with him is ohana, and he brought that back here to Blair Academy. All of his kids have bought into that term ohana, and on the back of all of their practice jerseys, they've got the words ohana. And he's done some really nice things so far for Blair Academy. He said last year a little bit nervous, filling in the shoes of a longtime head coach, as this one is bobbled, picked up by Haverford on the kick return, and now room for Haverford. It's Nate Whitaker who's still going. There is a flag down on the field as Whitaker is loose on the left side, and it is a touchdown for the moment. 2 flags on the field. One at the 39-yard line, which we would assume is going to bring this touchdown back. Another one was thrown along the near sideline, which was unrelated to the play, I believe. But it might have been some chirping from the Blair sideline. But let's see. I think we can safely say that there's no points on the board for Haverford, as the referees discuss. And it's a block in the back against Haverford. And another penalty against Blair Academy. I haven't seen that referee signal very much. But I'm going to assume it was something said on the near sideline. And nonetheless, Blair dodges a bullet. Oftentimes you see that happen in a kickoff starting it with a broken play, starting with a receiver bobbling it. That puts the kick coverage team off balance, and then a player goes off. But obviously, the penalty will call this one back, and Haverford will start their drive at what looks to be the 43-yard line, looking to get on the board. They have had some trouble moving the ball. So 1st and 10 here for Haverford. Man in motion is one of the receivers. A flag comes out, and big play made in the backfield by Eli Anthony. Excuse me. It was Jack Six who got in on there. Got the hit, but it was a false start that was declined. So 2nd and 10 upcoming, or 2nd and 12 upcoming after the small loss on the play. Haverford, biggest struggles this year, especially in the early season, replacing their longtime quarterback, Tommy Toll, a 2-year starter, and running back Malik Twyman were the 2 big losses off the offense this year, or from last year's teams. But other than that, 6 returning starters on offense. So a good core returning, but some of the key positions have to be filled in. Blair looks fresh as they are once again able to stop Haverford for a short game, and a 3rd and long upcoming. When you look at the rosters, Blair Academy much less deep than Haverford. Speaking with Coach Saylor, he said that he's only going to rotate about 15 players on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball. A lot of players on Blair playing both sides of the ball. Not the same for Haverford. Some are playing both sides, but Blair, with the less depth, they've had to be really careful this summer to stay healthy. Have not played in a lot of contact in practice in an effort to stay healthy. So this is one of their first contact tests. That ball overthrown. It's going to be incomplete on 4th and 10. And Ben Gerber having a little bit of an issue getting in there and getting into a rhythm. 9:16 to go in quarter number 2. And Blair will get the ball back, already up 18 points. Cody Romano had the big play in his last drive. 60-yard touchdown catch. And he's back to receive here. Romano shifting over to the far side. Makes a first man miss. Romano lowers his shoulder and is taken down across the 25-yard line, where another flag comes in. We wait the referee signal. Looks like it's going to go against Blair Academy. Now you can say so far so good for the Buccaneers, offensively and defensively. They've looked the more prepared team. And they've looked, of these two teams, the team that's more in mid-season form. You would not have guessed that this is Blair's first game of the year and Haverford's 3rd. Long way to go in this one, though. Now the run on 1st down. Up the middle goes the Bucks. And with an 18-point lead, I think we can safely say we'll see a lot of Blair runs. We usually see that with their normal offense, but certainly with a bit of a cushion. And you can see them taking their time, churning off some clock, being patient and smart with their offense. as Tom Jenkins goes to the sideline to receive the play call and now relays it to the huddle. 2nd down and 6. Man in motion, Jenkins running the option, keeps it himself, and he's hit across the 25. He was considering pitching it off to Tashawn Brinson, but it'll bring up a 3rd down and about 2 yards to gain. So big play here on 3rd down for the Buccaneers. They can keep this drive alive. Pitch, and a lot of room for Blair. Big run across the 45-yard line. It is Tahim Crocker. 198-pound junior, 6'1". And yet again, this Buccaneers team moves to within striking distance of the Haverford zone.
Let's make a play.
Ball is spotted on the 47. Brand new field here at Blair Academy.
Hey, let's make a play.
Turf extremely soft. There's Jim Saylor looking on. And Jenkins hands off to Brinson. Brinson very strong, pushing that pile forward. 5'10", 193. So 2nd and 5 upcoming. Good push up front by this offensive line of Blair Academy. Concerned faces on the Haverford side. Phenomenal history for Haverford. Coach Murphy has won the Interact Championship 6 times. Jenkins in trouble, and he gets it away, but it was deflected, incomplete. Flag came in, and they may call a pass interference play on a route that was going to be caught at the line of scrimmage. Let's see. And Blair celebrating. They think that this penalty is against Haverford. It looked for sure that Jenkins was in trouble as he had Shane Fordham, the linebacker, barreling down on him from behind. And it is an automatic 1st down for Blair Academy as they march into Haverford territory under 6 minutes to go, looking to add on to their already 18-point lead. Timeout called here by Blair Academy.
Stop made on play by number 55, Colin Crowbreak.
So we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the rest of this 2nd quarter. Right here on the Play by Play Sports Network. Second down here out of the timeout. 5:46 to go in the second quarter. Blair moving. Jenkins pitches to Crocker. Jukes in the backfield, now spins and won't be able to get away from the host of Haverford Fords that collide on him. A loss of about 1 on the play. It'll bring up a third down from the 30-yard line. Line to gain is the 24. High school football, when you're this deep into enemy territory, you're usually thinking 4-down territory. So you don't have to pick up all 6 yards here on this third down play, but 4 or 5 might do. Jenkins keeps it himself, now is able to get it away to Brinson, who's got the first down. He's running that option very well, Thomas Jenkins, and boy, the Blair Academy faithful like what they're seeing here, some very sound offense. First and 10 from the 19. Another run, it's Jenkins who gets through the first man, and hey, you don't often see quarterbacks lower their heads like that and absorb the contact, but Thomas Jenkins, he is a tough cookie. Talking to Jenkins yesterday, he said that the one thing that he does want to improve on in his game is that running attack. Phenomenal leader, number 5. And not only on the football field, but lacrosse might be his best sport. A stalwart and goal scorer on the Blair lacrosse team. He hands it off here and nothing doing this time for Brinson. So brings up a third. With under 3.5 to go. A long drive here, 5 minutes already taken off the clock by Blair Academy. And when you're in the second quarter, you don't usually think about how the clock's coming into play, but Coach Saylor with some impressive drives here that have punished this Haverford team so far. Buccaneers well conditioned as a team, even though they don't have the numbers as many schools do. Jenkins looking end zone across the middle, just short of the end zone. It's caught by DJ Pearson. It will be a first and goal for Blair Academy, though.
Takes it down to the 3-yard line. It'll be first and goal Bucks.
Another touchdown for Brinson. 24-0, Blair Academy leads. It's Tashawn Brinson. 4 touchdowns for the Buccaneers. 3 running, 1 passing, and 3 different running backs have scored. Jenkins looking end zone on the slant. He's got his man, and the 2-point conversion is good. DJ Pearson able to catch the bullet across the middle, and it's 26-0.
That brings the score to Blair, 26.
So we take another step aside, 2:18 to go. Haverford going to look to put some points on the board before the half, as you get a look at the cross-country meet happening here at Blair. $26-0 as Blair Academy kicks away here with 2:18 to go. And it's fielded on a hop by Haverford. Daniel Whaley not getting too far. Be 1st and 10. .212 to go. Critical time here for Haverford. Have not been able to put an offensive drive together. They've got a number of very big playmaking receivers. 3 juniors in Brodus, Whaley, and Richards, who are 6'1", 6'3", and 6'5" in the passing game. This is Brodus off the bubble screen, and it is sniffed out easily by Cody Romano. And Blair defensively has been extremely impressive. Obviously, they put up 26 points on the board. They forced a couple of turnovers, but you got to be impressed with that man, Cody Romano, who caught that big play on the outside and has made a couple of big plays from the defensive side as well. As this play goes to the far side of the field, short of a first down are the Fords. Stick with us. At the end of the first half, we will catch up with Jim Saylor, the head coach of the Blair Academy Buccaneers. Allie Wenner down on the field to do so. And then we will play an interview with this Blair coaching staff and captains at halftime after that live interview. There's a handoff off the middle. On the option, the first down is converted. It was Nate Whitaker on the carry, listed as a receiver. 1st and 10, 1:26 to go. As they set up a screen to Jake Spencer. Spencer's able to hit the sideline after a gain of 8. And the timeout called by Blair Academy as Jim Saylor wants to catch his breath. Or have his team catch their breath. As Haverford looks to get some momentum moving left to right. Don't forget to visit us at playbuyplayproductions.com, home of the Play-by-Play Sports Network and Play-by-Play Video Productions. For all of your video production needs, go to playbuyplayproductions.com. live streaming and videography services. Second down here at midfield for Haverford. Down big in this game. Michael Murphy is going to have to make some adjustments coming out of the locker room. Second and short. Gerber with pressure on him, able to set up the screen. It's Whitaker. Nate Whitaker's got some room, and he's forced out of bounds. Good work by DJ Pearson to cut off the angle. Could have been a huge play. Instead, it's just a first down converted by Haverford. 1:07 to go, and they are in Blair territory. Jake Spencer in motion for Haverford. Gerber throws on the run and completes. Nice looking play as Bryce Brodus brings it in. And the clock will stop again for a Haverford timeout. I believe they have 2 left here in this first half. 57 seconds left on the clock. Haverford coached by Michael Murphy, 13th season, 74 and 54 record overall. Won the Mike Mayock Award in 2016, which is given to the Interact coach and teacher. And remember, that's a conglomeration of 6 schools. An outstanding coach and teacher in 2016 given to Michael Murphy, named for Michael Mayock, who coached Haverford for 12 years. He was also an educator at Malvern Prep and at the Haverford School, retired in 1996. You now recognize Mike Mayock's voice on Westwood One as one of the color announcers for the NFL. Out of the timeout, Gerber firing deep across the middle, and his man is wide open for a touchdown. Diane Hawkins. And Haverford on the board with 49 seconds to go. That was a good-looking drive by the Fords, and perhaps just what the doctor ordered to wake up this Haverford school. You can get one more look momentarily. As you can see, the safety cheating up and blown coverage by Blair Academy. Their biggest glaring mistake thus far. The extra point is good. It is 26-7. As Haverford has cracked the scoreboard, and the Buccaneers will get the ball back with 49 seconds to go here in the second quarter after this. Blair Academy will start this drive with a touchback. 49 seconds on the clock. 26-7 the score. Glad you could join us here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Tom Jenkins and company break the huddle. We've seen Blair establish some long drives that churn up clock. Well, they don't have too much clock to work with here. A lot of yards to go if they want to put more points on the board. But they could be content with just protecting the football and getting into the locker room with a lead. But Haverford will do all they can to get the ball back. I was going to make that point because I thought they were calling timeout, but it looks like it's just an injury timeout. But Haverford will be granted that timeout, so Michael Murphy comes out to speak with his squad. He was also the 2009 Philly Daily News Coach of the Year. Graduate of East Stroudsburg University. So 2nd and 5 here for Blair. 40 seconds on the clock. Jenkins keeps himself. Making sure he wraps that ball up. And the clock will stop at 33 seconds as Haverford takes their final timeout. Take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Blair Academy Buccaneers. Have YSEM coming up next week. Then Episcopal Academy, another Interact team on the road on September 30th. Before facing the Hun School on October 7th and Mercersburg Academy on October 14th. October 28th, we will be back here covering this Blair football team when they take on the Lawrenceville Big Red. There's a pitch to Brinson. Got the first down and more. Brinson across the 40, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 47-yard line. 9 seconds off the clock, 24 seconds here for Blair. Couple shots at the end zone. I mean, that's what Coach Saylor is relaying to Tom Jenkins. And in fact, that wasn't Coach Saylor. That was one of the assistants for Blair Academy. Assistants Jay Jenkins, father of Tom, and also Andrew Jenkins. He's an assistant coach. Roy Wilson, also the head coach of Blair Boys Track and Field. Gary Haas and Greg Bowman also on the coaching staff. But that's going to do it for the first half as we finish with Blair leading 26-7. Stick with us as we'll send it down to the field. Allie Wenner is going to catch up with Coach Saylor. And we will bring that interview for you. So 26-7.
All right.
All right, Allie Wenner down on the field with Coach Jim Saylor. Allie, take it away.
Thanks very much, Simon. I am here with Blair head coach Jim Saylor. Coach Saylor, looking up at that scoreboard, you've got a pretty definitive lead, 26-7 going into the half. What have been the keys for success for you guys offensively during the first two quarters?
Just the way the boys are playing. They're blocking, they're tackling, and we're completing plays. But we're not satisfied. You know, it's one half of football. The team that wins the first half doesn't get the W in the win-loss record. So we've got a lot of play. We've got 24 minutes to play and keep doing what we're doing.
Absolutely. And looking at the other end, only 7 points allowed by your guys on the defensive end in those first two quarters. What have been your keys to success defensively this first half?
The guys are flying around, having fun, gang tackling, great coverage. They're communicating. They're doing great. They shouldn't have no points on the board. You know, 7's not a good number for us. We'd like to have a goose egg over there.
All right, well, thanks so much. Best of luck to you in the second half. Appreciate your time. And thanks so much, Simon. Back up to you in the press box.
Thank you, Allie, very much. Doing a phenomenal job down there on the sideline as Blair has the lead 26-7. So you just saw a live interview with Coach Saylor. We're going to play an interview or combination of interviews from practice yesterday when we were able to catch up with both the captains, all three captains for Blair as well as Coach Saylor. So enjoy. Another pitch here to the near side. And the ball's loose. Haverford looks like they have it. And they do. First and 10 after the turnover. Jordan Berry takes the carry for Haverford. And it is a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9 upcoming after the big turnover by the Fords.
Stopping 56, Jack 6, 2nd down.
Gerber fires to the far side, and this one's in and out of the arms of Dan Whaley. So a 3rd down and 6 upcoming as Haverford still looks to get into a groove offensively. They did score the most recent touchdown in this game. Long pass from Gerber to Diane Hawkins. That was at the end of the first half. So from a momentum perspective, we'll see if Haverford can continue on from the end of the second half, or end of the first half. But a big play here on 3rd down by 19. Owe coming in on him, and this ball up in the air. It is incomplete. Jason Owe applying the pressure, and he's coming up a little bit lame. Holding that right arm is number 22. You see him, the 4-star recruit for Blair Academy with offers from Ohio State, Penn State, and Notre Dame. And he's going to stay on the field. Keep an eye on Jason Owe, who's on the line, near side of the line, defensive end. He's a monster. As the punt is away. And it will bounce at the 35 and roll down to the 32, and Blair comes back on offense. So a fumble by the Buccaneers does not come back to bite them as the defense stands tall once again. You heard Jim Saylor right before the half talk about the defense and how 7 points was too much. Jim Saylor's got very high expectations for this team. And so far, they have looked like they have been coached very well by that man. So 1st and 10 from the 32. Jenkins keeps, and he gets through the pile. They blow the whistle dead. Oh, Jenkins was loose for what could have been a touchdown, but the referee blew the whistle, and Blair is not happy about that. You see hands on their head from Jack 6, one of the offensive linemen. Jenkins was able to pull the pile through. As the referee gives an explanation to the huddle. So instead of a much longer gain, it is still a substantial gain of 5 on 1st down. Brinson in motion. Jenkins, time to throw. Looks deep, got his man. Owe makes the catch. Touchdown, Blair, Jason Owe. A defensive 4-star recruit. Hey, maybe he's gonna turn some heads offensively as well, as He's able to catch that deep pass, 60 yards for a touchdown. We get one more look. Look at the big man. 6'7" on the wings. And one of the reasons he turned some heads in camps was that speed. Look at the speed for the big man on the sideline. And that was a beautifully thrown ball by Thomas Jenkins. His second 50-plus yard touchdown pass of the day. His first one to Cody Romano. So we saw Jason Owe apply some pressure and go down with what looked to be a minor arm injury. Well, ensuing offensive series, he comes out and catches a touchdown. So he's okay. He's going to continue to line up as a receiver here on the near side. It's not something that we expected to see in number 22 as a receiver. Here's Jenkins looking to throw again, and this one is going to be well out of the back of the end zone. Cody Romano in the vicinity, but under 7 minutes to go in the third quarter, Blair Academy strikes yet again. Second possession already of this third quarter, and a 55-yard touchdown pass from Jenkins to Jason Owe. We'll give him a little curtain call of our play-by-player to watch. Got him listed as 6'5", 236 here. Officially on the Blair roster, 6'7". But he's getting tweets on a daily basis from colleges that want to offer this man a future on the football field. And again, the most impressive thing about Jason is his progression in the sport of football. He's only been playing for 2 years. This is only his second year of organized football. And Coach Saylor, just a testament to the way that he develops players as a coach. Has watched his young stud defensive end turn into a pretty good receiver in this game. 32-7 after the Owe touchdown. Also mentioned that David Abajo, another player on this Blair, or Ojabo. David Ojabo is a friend of Jason Owe's who came over from Nigeria, not playing a lot of organized football, and early in camp, a funny story that I heard from Coach Saylor was Ojabo was told to run to the hash mark, and David said, "Where is that hash mark? I don't know what a hash mark is." But Jason and David, both novices to the football game, but both bright futures as good talents. Haverford brings the kick return back to the 45-yard line. That was Whaley. And the Fords now down big. 25 points is the deficit. The way that Blair Academy's defense has been playing. The Buccaneers are feeling pretty good, except someone's not feeling good on the field. We've got an injury. Tough to tell the number here. We'll see if we can, if we get a quick look, but we got a man down here for Blair. That's Tashawn Brinson. Bit of a cramp, perhaps. I see the trainer is giving some water. Now he is loosely walking on that left leg. The head athletic trainer, Mr. Strauss, walking down with Brinson. Early season games, you tend to see the injuries a little bit more. Here was a touchdown by Tashawn Brinson. And he looks okay as he tries to walk off this injury on the sideline. We'll see if we see him again. And there is the man, Jason Owe, with a big tackle in the backfield. stopping the runner in his tracks, as Logan Keller was not able to get very far. In fact, he went backwards 2 yards. Number 22 for Blair, really making his presence known in the last 2 series. They go away from him, and it's picked off and dropped. Oh, would have been an easy pick 6 for Taheem Crocker. It's a play that you dream of as a defender, and Crocker knows it. He's going to be replaying that one in his head all night long. A gift pick 6 for Taheem Crocker. And it looked like he even had possession for almost a second or two. And it was on the verge of being a fumble. But in any event, it's in the books as an incomplete pass, and 3rd and 12. Gerber running away from Owe. But he's going to get there anyway. Ball is loose. Blair's got it. And the Buccaneers take over after Jason Owe makes another play. This kid is something else. It's remarkable what 1 year can do. I remember seeing all of the hype on Jason here at the beginning of the season, and it came a little bit of a shock to me because I've watched a lot of Blair Academy football over the last couple of years, and Jason hasn't been one that has made a huge impact. He's one that we've noticed, but here today, you see why colleges across the country are getting in line to see if he can be on their team. 7th-ranked defensive end in the country. Ball incomplete to Cody Romano. Now, you got to be pretty impressed with head coach Jim Saylor's team and what he has done from a year ago today, trying to replace a longtime head coach, put a new stamp on the program. And this year he feels comfortable, and he's got to be pretty happy with this opening game performance. Jenkins pitches, and well behind the line of scrimmage, Taheem Crocker is wrapped up. Grant Habestad was there. Shane Fordham as well. It'll be 3rd and long from the 43. Jenkins hands off. It's Willie Kaiser who lowers his shoulder. A good gain of about 8 on 3rd down. Kaiser, member of the prestigious Blair wrestling team, listed as a fullback. You don't see very many fullbacks listed at 155 pounds, but Willie Kaiser, one of the strongest ones on the team. And it's been a trend here for Blair Academy to have guys like Willie Kaiser last couple of years, Chase Singletary, Nick Moscow, to name a few. The kids that wrestle here for Blair Academy that also play football are some of the most fun football players to watch based on how they play the game. And here's Thomas Jenkins, who falls forward for a 1st down, and Blair's able to move the chains again, that time on a 4th down conversion. Approaching 4 minutes to go. Blair looking to pour more on the board. This time it's Romano. And he's taken down after a gain of about 3. What a performance here by Blair Academy. Haverford can only be frustrated on their own sideline. They've had one opportunity. Check that, 2 opportunities to score the football here in the second half, but This Blair defense, with their monster front, led by Jason Owe, a solid linebacking core, and the addition of a couple of good playmaking defenders has really halted this Haverford team. And on offense, it's been a lot of runs here. Thomas Jenkins has mixed in a couple of passes, a couple of long touchdown passes that have been quite hurtful to the Haverford school. It'll be 3rd and 4 yet again. 25-point lead. Blair on the verge of making this a running clock game, which is not what we would have expected. I think heading in, if there was a high school Vegas, you would have given a slight edge to the Haverford school, just based on the fact that they've already played a couple of games and know their identity. Blair, their numbers a little bit down. Not a lot of contact in preseason, as that ball is incomplete across the middle. And I don't think enough can be said for how prepared this Blair team has looked. Their offense has looked solid. As if this is their 3rd game in the season. So 4th and 4. About 2.5 to go. Brinson back in there. He's not injured anymore because he's got the ball. Along the near side, cuts up. He's in the end zone, touchdown. Yet another touchdown for Tashawn Brinson. What a debut as a Blair Academy Buccaneer. And the score 38-7. After we look at Brinson, missed tackle by number 23 and Samir Gardner. Brinson makes him pay, and he's in the end zone for 6. On for the extra point. As it is up, it is no good, blocked. And the score 38-7. Blair Academy leads. 2:18 to go in the 3rd quarter. Another touchdown for Brinson, Blair Academy. It's 38-7 Bucks. Haverford's comeback, if it's going to happen, should start sooner rather than later. Jason Owe on the kickoff coverage, and it still looks like he's kind of favoring that right shoulder. I mean, he looks 100%. Certainly the legs look good. We saw him with that long touchdown catch. And it seems as if he's holding that right shoulder at points when he's walking around, but he's going to line up on the edge here. And they go away from him as it's taken by number 24 in Nate Whitaker. Gain of about 8 on first down. A 31-point deficit here for Haverford. They're going to need a quick score. They're going to need a couple of turnovers in the fourth quarter. All right, since the opening moments, it's been all Blair Academy here. This is Jordan Berry, who's able to pick up the first. Moves the chains to the 45. Jordan Berry Jr., 5'8", 190. There he is. Gerber in the shotgun. Fires far side, and it is complete to Dan Whaley. Man, you'll notice that nearly every time Haverford runs a play to the far side of the field, I don't think that that's a coincidence, considering the big defensive end is lined up on the near side of the field. So they're going away from him, it seems, quite a bit. As they run to the left again. And Jordan Berry gets closer to the first down marker, only about a yard, third and just about 2 upcoming. Jack 6 made the tackle. There's a handoff to Berry. He's hit at the line. Going to be short of that first down marker, but Haverford not really a choice. They're going to go for it. In comes Craig Carell, the captain, giving number 76, Jose Martinez, a little breather. In fact, all of the teams will get a breather as the end of the third quarter is upon us. We will head to the fourth. The score 38-7. Blair Academy leads the Haverford School. You're watching live high school sports here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network as we see Tashawn Brinson's touchdown yet again. Start of the fourth quarter, fourth down and very short for Haverford. They're going to get the first down, though a flag is on the field. And I think it's going to go against Haverford.
Jordan Berry carries forward for a short gain. Stop made on the play by number 66,
Jordan Berry was on the carry. We await the call, and it looks like an illegal shift called against Haverford. So that's going to bring them back 5 yards. Make it 4th and 6. Gerber steps up, and it's incomplete. He was looking for his man, number 24, in Nate Whitaker. Blair takes over on downs. The defense does its job yet again. And back out onto the field comes Thomas Jenkins and company. Spencer Quinn now in at receiver. The near side, I think we're going to expect a number of runs as Willie Kaiser is the deep back. And Jenkins keeps himself, able to evade some initial contacts and get forward across the 45. Tom Jenkins pretty strong. Benches 220. Ran a 4.78 40-yard dash. And third year starter running the offense here at Blair Academy, and this is certainly as comfortable as he has been since being in a Buck uniform. As Crocker able to avoid the first hit, not the second. And slow to get up is the man who tackled him in Asim Richards. Richards, you see him number 4 there. We haven't talked about him a ton in this game, but he has a bright future ahead of him. 6'5", 258. Being looked at a number of D1 schools. Quality tight end. 3rd and long. Ball's loose on the ground. Jenkins doesn't know where it is. Haverford's going to pick it up, and they will have it in good field position. Jenkins ends up making the tackle on Patrick Toll. So if you're going to nitpick a couple of things about this Blair Academy performance in this game, you've seen a couple of drop balls. That's the second fumble on Thomas Jenkins already. He was able to recover the first one, or at least his team was. Lucky for him, his squad is up by 31 points here, and it shouldn't hurt him too much, as Haverford still has a long way to go, starting this drive at the 25-yard line. Ball's deflected and incomplete. Trip Murphy gets in there to disrupt the play. Here's Gerber, who is able to get away from the first would-be tackler. Throws it on the run, incomplete. And it's going to bring up 3rd down. Pressure all day coming in on the quarterback in Gerber. They've actually taken Gerber out, as it is Patrick Toll in there at quarterback. And Toll rolls right. The sophomore quarterback will be tracked down, taken down by Willie Kaiser. And it will be 4th and long. The Haverford offense continues to struggle. Toll steps up and lofts a wobbler that's able to be caught. Jake Spencer brings it in. That ball stayed up in the air for a long, long time, and DJ Pearson lost it. So a first down after that 4th down conversion, 8.5 to go. And Toll taken down by Jason Owe.
Patrick Toll is sacked by number 22, Jason Owe, for a loss. 2nd down.
And he is primed to have a big year, number 22, as he brings Patrick Toll back nearly 10 yards, 2nd and very long from the 20-yard line. Handoff on 2nd down, bring it up near the 10-yard line and the original line of scrimmage. As it looks like it's Willie Kaiser down and slow to get up. Here comes the training staff for Blair Academy. Big player on the defensive side for the Bucks, the captain in number 3, who plays the free safety position. Kind of kid that is all over the field, the kind of kid that represents what Blair Academy football is all about. One of the hardest work ethics you'll see, and hopefully he can get up soon. That'll give the Blair and Haverford players some chance to catch their breath, get a quick drink of water. Stick with us after the game. We're going to catch up with our play-by-player of the game. Allie Wenner will be down on the field for an interview, as Willie Kaiser walks off under his own power. Toll has his pass picked off. What a play! And still on his feet is Owen Trefon. Down the right sideline, Owen Trefon's going to take it to the house, a pick 6. What a play! Insane hands from the defensive tackle. And then good legs to bring it the distance. Able to break a tackle there, and then he's gone. Owen Trefon, Jr., 6'2", 220. And he makes the score 44-7. In favor of Blair Academy. They're going to line up for an extra point. There's now 37 points separating the team, so that means that on the next offensive possession, the clock will turn into a running clock as the kick is up, and the kick is no good.
Blair's extra point attempt is no good. Making the score Blair 44.
But a defensive touchdown here. All smiles on the sideline for Blair Academy as Owen Trefon makes his biggest play of this young season. 85-yard interception return for a touchdown as he gets congratulated on the sideline. So 7 minutes and 12 seconds left. Trefon will head right back out onto the field to be a part of the kick-off unit. All right, 7:12 to go. Another kickoff here for Blair Academy. Their kick game has not been the biggest strength. They have not converted any of their kicking extra points. And their kickoffs have been relatively short as well, but their defense has played so well that any good field position for Haverford has not been able to be taken advantage of. So the clock runs. Under 7 minutes to go. It is a running clock. Unless Haverford is able to cut this deficit to within 35 points once again. The only touchdown for the Fords came at the very end of the first half. There's some hurry-up offense. Because other than that, it has been very difficult to accumulate yards against this Blair front.
Tackle made on the play by number 51, Jack Baxter.
Some of the big guys are out of the game for Blair, and it looks like some of the second stringers getting some good time here at the end of the regulation. Another quarterback as this one flies over the head of the intended target in Mbogo Mwangi. So Dante Perry is a sophomore quarterback in there. Game was started by Ben Gerber. Remember, this is a team who's in the Haverford Fords that is replacing a 2-year starting quarterback in Tommy Toll. And Coach Murphy said that that was his biggest concern heading into the season. Who's going to be behind center to run this offense? First couple of games, it's been Ben Gerber. Not sure if Gerber was pulled because he was hurt or because of performance. And now this is the third quarterback we've seen and the second overthrow in a row by Dante Perry. So 4th and 1 as we are now under 5 minutes to play. Handoff on 4th down. They will pick up the first. Across the marker goes number 15 and Diane Hawkins. So Blair's going to improve to 1-0 on the season. Haverford will drop to 1-2. They'll head to play Penwood next week, Willa Fords. While Blair will visit Wyoming Seminary. So both teams headed to Pennsylvania for their next matchups. And yet another near interception by the defensive line. This time it was Ryan Pasquale. So 2nd down and 10. Still number 12, Dante Perry in the game. Stick with us after the game. Again, we're going to catch up with our play-by-player of the game. And big hole for Diane Hawkins, who caught a touchdown earlier. Now he's going to run one in. It's 44-13 after Haverford gets into the end zone. Hawkins, his 2nd score of the game. This one on the ground from about 40 yards out. We get one more look. Remember, first stringers on defense are no longer playing. But Haverford will take that. And that will eliminate the running clock for the moment. As Toll fakes the handoff, rolls, fires, completes. 2-point conversion is good to Ben Murphy. So 2:48 to go. Score is 44-15. After Diane Hawkins gets into the end zone for yet another touchdown. We'll look at the Blair schedule again. See their upcoming games. YSAM and Episcopal, both on the road before Maple League play starts. They talk about out-of-conference play. It's a time to really look to find your identity as a team. And these out-of-conference games are really just a tune-up for when the Maple schedule starts for Blair Academy, and if you're Haverford, the Interact schedule starts. As that's when it truly matters. Of course, these non-conference games are not applicable to the league standings at the end of the year. Possibly the final drive of the game for Blair. See who comes in at quarterback, as Thomas Jenkins is going to stay on the sideline. So we will get our first look at, I believe, John Walters. John Walters behind center. He loses the football. First play on offense, and he loses the football. Haverford looks like they have it. And they do. So a rough start for the junior quarterback in John Walters. 2:28 to go for Haverford. And a run on first down, weaving his way through is number 25, and David Graham. Looking to throw is Toll. Still rolling. Fires across the middle. He's got his man. Good pass and catch. And inside the 5-yard line goes Jack Cloran. Maybe too little too late here for Haverford as they have first and goal from inside the 5-yard line. It's a run and one that is sniffed out. Number 55 makes the play. That's Eli Anthony. Excuse me. Yeah, Eli Anthony made the play. And David Graham was stopped in the backfield. A minute to go here. Toll fakes the handoff, throws across his body, and hit right at the 1-yard line, short of the goal line. Ben Murphy makes the catch, and Bryce Kopchak able to stop him just short. 43 seconds to go. And a handoff through the middle will result in a touchdown for Haverford. So third touchdown of the game for the Fords. Will go for 2. And they will not get there. So probably the last kickoff upcoming. And then the buzzer will sound for the end of the game. Jim Saylor will take his 1-0 Blair Buccaneers back into the locker room to celebrate this win. We will catch up with our player of the game. With Allie Wenner. Good feeling for that man. You know the coach is feeling good when he takes his hat off. That's when he knows he can relax. He knows it's in the bag. Heck of a performance by his Buccaneers. He loves this group of kids that he coaches this season. This one fielded by Corey Downey. And with 29 seconds to go, Blair will run out. The remaining seconds on the clock. A kneel down to finish. A courtesy handshake at midfield. Let's see, they're going to run one more play here. And now they do line up. It'll be the Blair Academy Buccaneers to open up 2017 in fine fashion. A 44-21 victory over a tough Haverford Ford's team. From the opening whistle, this was all Blair Academy. An early turnover in this game started it in good fashion for the Bucks, as they were able to cash in on a Willie Kaiser touchdown, and they were able to roll from there. Defensively, things were tough for Haverford in this one. A team that's replacing a two-year quarterback. Saw three quarterbacks for Haverford in this game, and we saw all three of them be disrupted by this front of Blair Academy, including big number 22, Jason Owe, who we will catch up with after he's in the huddle. He takes the huddle with his Blair Academy Buccaneers. They're going to talk this one over, and then we'll catch up with him as our player of the game. But certainly going to see a lot of smiles in the huddle there. Blair has worked very hard throughout camp to put themselves in a winning position. A decent year last year, but not the best in terms of Blair football standards. And the second year into Jim Saylor's tenure as the head coach, it looks like they have made some significant progress here on the football field. And you got to be pretty impressed with what the Buccaneers were able to accomplish today. So stick with us for just a couple of moments. We're going to have Jason Owe come on for an interview. Until then, the final 44-21. Back here at Hampshire Field. Thank you for patiently waiting for Jason Owe. He has been stolen by another media organization. You know that when you got a big-time player like him, everybody's trying to talk to you. So we are waiting patiently to speak with Jason in just a moment or two. And when we do, we will have that for you. So stay tuned. Meanwhile, take a look at some highlights. It's Cody Romano with a long touchdown early on. Brinson with a touchdown. This was a touchdown for Haverford. Hawkins. And I believe this is the touchdown that we're going to ask Jason about in just a moment. See, 6'7", running on the wings, one-on-one coverage, and he makes the catch for the touchdown. Again, he is still being interviewed now. We're going to catch up with him soon as we look at some more highlights here. This was the pick six. One of the best plays of the game was Owen Trefon, who was quiet throughout, but then he made that big 80-yard pick six. And yet another touchdown by Brinson. 44 points on the board for Blair. This was a Hawkins touchdown, a run. Allie, grab Coach Saylor. What? Say your thoughts. Sailor. So while our sideline reporter is waiting for Jason Owe, who has been rudely intercepted by another media organization, we're going to get Jim Saylor on the horn. Why not? Allie Wenner's down with him. And Allie will talk to him. Talk to him, Allie. What's going on?
Not a bad first game, huh?
Not a bad first game at all, Coach Saylor. Thanks so much, Simon. I'm here with head coach Jim Saylor. So what are your thoughts, your initial thoughts coming off of this game? What was good? What was bad? What worked?
I'm just proud of the boys. They played their butts off. It was a warm day. We've had a real easy summer workout. It's been like 50 degrees, 60 degrees. I'm just proud of the way they played. There's a lot of stuff we're going to have to fix and get better for next week, but enjoy the victory.
Absolutely. And look at that final score, 44-21. A pretty solid win for you guys. How were you able to win so definitively today?
The boys kept fighting. Yeah. It's 4 quarters in the game. I talked to you at halftime. I said that's only half of football. Our guys believed that win the first half, you don't get the W. So we came out the second half, and the boys kept playing, and we got that W. It feels good.
Congratulations, Coach. Thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And back to you, Simon, up in the press box. Thanks.
All right, Allie, I'm going to send it back to you in just a moment because Jason, I believe, is right on your right. I'll take it for a minute, and you'll get that one lined up.
Okay.
As Jason, of course, the big man on campus, he's his attention wanted everywhere as he takes a quick photo here before he gets an interview finally with our Allie Wenner. Here he comes. And what a wonderful game by Jason Owe. And a little camera shy after that game. But we're going to send it down to Allie.
Oh, thanks very much, Simon. And I am here with Blair Academy's own Jason Owe. Jason, how did it feel to catch that touchdown pass today?
That was crazy, man. That's my first touchdown. So I I knew I could do it. It was great for it to happen, so yeah.
Pretty awesome moment for sure. And looking at the scoreboard, I mean, 44-21, that's a pretty awesome win for you guys. How are you able to win so definitively today?
Well, a lot of people think we're underdogs, so I don't want to say they put their guards down, but we need to show that, and we showed that we're going to be a great team in the Maple, and we're just coming for people. We're coming for people. We've been working the whole preseason. We're just here to take what's ours, man.
And speaking of working, you've come a long way as a player over the last couple of years. What's been the key to your development?
Well, at first I wasn't really trying to learn at first, but now I'm trying to learn, working on my game, working on my get-offs, using my hands, seeing the game and everything. So yeah, that's basically what I did. I worked on my body as well too.
Awesome. Well, best of luck with the rest of the season, Jason. Thank you so much, and congrats on the win today. All right, back to you, Simon. I think up in the press box.
Yeah, thank you so much, Allie, and thank you for being patient. Truly appreciate that. What a game for Blair. 44-21. Obviously, you get to hear from Coach Saylor and Jason Owe. Both happy with the win. Great performance by the Maple League Blair Academy Buccaneers here on their home field. So that will do it for our broadcast team. Kevin Fodinger, our director, Allie Wenner, our sideline reporter. I'm Simon Rose. We thank you for joining us. Again, the final 44-21. Blair Academy defeats Haverford. We'll see you next time here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network.